I will ingest an invoice document into Vantage using Import from Email, let Vantage process the document, and then save the resulting files to a shared folder. First, I need to complete some preparation steps. Here is my email, opened in the Outlook desktop application. I need to create two folders, the Input folder and the Exceptions folder. Vantage will import messages from the Input folder. If the import fails, the email will be moved to the Exceptions folder. I'll call the first folder Vantage Input, and the second folder will be Vantage Exceptions. Now I can connect to our email from Vantage and specify some required parameters. Note that if I set up the connection first and then create new folders, these new folders won't be available to me in Vantage. I will duplicate the invoice processing skill and adjust its setting. I'll click Process to filter the skill catalog. Next, I'll select the invoice processing skill from the list and click Duplicate. I'll click the newly created copy to open in the Skill Designer. By holding the left mouse button, I'll drag the action sequence to the right and click on the Input Activity block. On the Actions panel on the right, I'll click the Select Additional Sources checkbox and click the Email Radio button and then click Settings. In the pop-up window, I can select the type of account I'm connecting to, Microsoft Exchange or Other Email Account. I'll briefly check the settings for the Other Email Account option. Here the IMAP server address and the IMAP port, along with login and password credentials, are required. I'll select the Exchange option. OAuth 2.0 sign-in is used for Microsoft Exchange access, so the login ID and password need to be provided. I'll allow Vantage to access the information in my account. Now I need to select the folders which I prepared earlier in Outlook. I'll select Vantage Input as the import folder and Vantage Exceptions as the exceptions folder. I also need to indicate what to do with the successfully imported emails. I'll move such emails to the archive folder instead of deleting them. So I will select Move to a folder and then select the archive folder. I'll click the Save button to complete the setup. The green sign on the Actions panel indicates that I'm connected to the email account. The next step is to configure the export. I'll click on the Output Activity block and click the Enable Additional Destination checkbox. The Shared Folder option is already selected, so I'll click the Settings link. The shared folder is located on an SFTP server maintained by ABBYY. Here I have the link to the folder and credentials. I'll leave the default folder name and copy the link and the credentials to Notepad. I will need this information later to connect to the folder using the FileZilla SFTP client. I'll click Save and open the FileZilla SFTP client. I'll paste the folder link into the host field. And paste the username and password into their corresponding fields. And I'll click the Quick Connect button. the output folder is displayed. At the moment, it is empty. I'll return to Vantage. By default, processing results are saved in JSON format. Additionally, I'll configure an export to the PDF format. On the Action panel, I'll click the Settings link in the Exported Data section, and then enable Export to PDF, then click Save. I'm now ready to publish the skill. So, I'll click the Publish Skill button. The skill is published. I'll open the skill monitor. Here we see that the automatic import is enabled for my skill. This means that Vantage is scanning the email folder for any new messages. The Transactions section of the Skill Monitor service displays detailed information about active and completed transactions. At the moment, there are no transactions displayed. I'll place an email message into the Vantage input folder and see what happens next. Vantage will scan this folder and import the message. I'll switch to the Skill Monitor. Once the import completes, a new transaction is displayed here. I can click on the transaction and see the processing stages the document is going through. Currently, the document is on the manual review step. I need to review the extracted data and fix any errors if necessary. So I'll click Manual Review and check for errors and uncertainly recognized symbols by comparing every field in the data form to the values on the document image. Here, the last 2 digits of the invoice date are red. This is how Vantage highlights uncertainly recognized symbols. The invoice date on the document image coincides with the recognized value, so I'll click Enter to confirm the field. Everything looks good now, so I will click the Complete Task button and close the Manual Review tab. I'll wait until the transaction state changes from In Progress to Succeeded. And now I can check the exported results by going to my FileZilla SFTP client. I'll click the Refresh button. In the Output folder, there is now a subfolder with the export results. To copy the files to my computer, I can select the destination folder from the tree on the right and drag and drop files there. Now I can open either the JSON file or the PDF file using any suitable viewer application.